All right, here are some instructions for how to balance equations if you need to see it again or if you were absent. First off, I'm just going to do number 1 on the student sheet as an example. And the first step is to always draw a line down the middle of your equation because the reactants and the products should be equal. And then I'm going to write the elements. Fe is iron, hydrogen, sulfur, and oxygen. I'm going to write them in the exact same order on the other side, so that way it's easy for me to see them match up. Then I'm going to count the number of atoms. Remember, each capital letter represents a new element, but the little numbers represent the atoms. So there's no number here, so for iron I can assume that it's just 1. Hydrogen, there's a 2. Sulfur, 1, and then oxygen, there's a 4. The other side's a little difficult because you have to distribute this 3 because it's in parentheses just like in math. So iron here has 2, sulfur is going to have 3, oxygen is going to have 4 times 3 is 12, and then hydrogen is going to have 2. So I'm going to write that. Just going to paste those numbers and then it's easy for me to fix them. 2, hydrogen 2, sulfur 3 to distribute that 3, and oxygen 12. Now I got to go back and forth trying to figure out how I can balance these numbers. The easiest one is the iron. On the right side it's 2, on the left side it's 1. So it would be easy if I could just add a 2 here. I'm going to add a 2 to the equation. Now I have 2 irons. I'm going to erase that and put 2 because now I have 2 in the equation, which makes those balanced as of now. The next easiest one actually kind of looks like it might be sulfur. Let's try sulfur because I see in both cases sulfur is attached to something. So if I change sulfur, something else is going to change. So let's see, sulfur's 3 here, it's 1 here. Let's make it so that way sulfur has 3. By doing that, let's put a 3 up here. Okay, so that means I now have to distribute that 3. So H has 2. 2 times 3 is 6. The 3 distributed to the sulfur that I already did. Then the oxygen, 3 times 4 is 12. Haven't done anything to this side yet, but let's see how the balancing is going. Iron is at 2, hydrogen is at 6 and 2. That's not balanced. Sulfur is balanced and oxygen is balanced. So the last thing I have to do is balance this hydrogen, which is good because it's by itself. And it needs to be 3. So that way when I take the 3 multiplied by the 2, my hydrogen on the right hand side now becomes 6. So now I'm at 2, 6, 3, and 12. And that is how you balance an equation.